Hi everyone, good evening. I hope everybody is having a good day. Okay, I think we have 20 people who have joined us. Let's just wait for a few more minutes for everybody else to join. Guys, if you have any queries about our previous session or any doubt that you want me to clear up or any feedback, if you want us to validate any of your designs, please feel free to share it in the chat. No, there is no cracked version for Mac. No. But guys, I cannot emphasize on this enough. It is very important that you guys all buy the licensed software because one, you are going to be missing out on a lot of features, and they have been releasing new and new stuff every now and then. So that is something that you will be missing out on. And of course, in case you do want to level up, learn more about the software, whatever new videos that you see, tutorials that you see, almost everybody is working on the latest version, so you might not even realize what you're missing out on if in case you don't have the latest version, the actual licensed version. So and of course you do get a massive discount for having a student ID. So that is something that you guys definitely should look into. All right, anything else, any other query? How many of you actually tried to recreate the headphones poster that we were working on yesterday? I understood that a lot of you were not happy with how the design was turning out. You did not like the layout all that much. Personally, I did not also, but I would want to know how could I have made it better. Okay. You guys can upload your file on Google Drive and share the link over here if you want me to share your design with everybody else. We can do that, sort of like getting feedback on our own design. And of course, I'm gonna create one more. Uh, okay, how to make portfolio for beginners. Okay, all right. So for graphics, I think the kind of portfolio that people usually tend to go for is something that shows your versatility. I mean, they're not really looking for something that looks nice. They Most hiring managers or HRs are looking for something that shows your range. For example, different industries, your portfolio has to have something around a fashion brand or a technology company, a product based company, a service based company. How well are you, how comfortable are you working with illustrations, or can you make something from scratch? Or even if for example, a product based company, for example, boat and its headphones. So there are some blockers that you face when we are dealing with something around a product based company, that you have limited images. जो photo shoot में people tend to gather from the photographer, and so you have limited images, and then you have to do some manipulation to make it look fresh for every other post, right? So how are you going to tackle that? I mean, with the limited resources that you have, these are the kind of questions they will be asking you. But at the same time, even before your interview, your portfolio has to make the first impression, right? And it definitely does help that you add some sort of a description with every post, every design that you create. For example, if I am working on a headphones ka poster design, right? So in that case, what are the challenges that I faced and how did I overcome them? just a small one or two liner, I mean, that is it really helps, and goes a long way, that you are able to understand and let the other person, let the reader kind of relate to what the problem was and how you overcame that problem. So this also helps in understanding your critical thinking, your creative thinking, that you are not just mindlessly copying somebody else's design or getting inspired by it, but you are actually, putting in the extra effort to talk about your own process. Everybody has a different design process, right? Some people start with typography, some people start with imagery, some people prefer to set the base of the design first, or some people just randomly jump into it. I think that is the last approach, is kind of what I do. I tend to just gather elements and just create a mix out of it. But it is very important to be able to translate what is going on in your head into what your end result is. I mean, you have to bridge that gap for the reader. It is not just about how pretty your design looks, it is also about helping the reader understand how you did what you did, basically. So I think in order to create a portfolio, number one is having a broader range, having a design from almost all major industries. And especially if you're applying for a job, it is very important that if you are applying for a healthcare company, try to cultivate your portfolio, or at least have a couple of illustrations around that company or what they do. I mean, I understand that this might seem like a stretch, that why would I want to go through all this extra effort in order to apply to a company. But trust me, it goes a long way, because for example, if I have been working in the industry as a graphic designer for 2 years, and I've worked for brands like L'Oreal, or maybe Boat, and then I go on to apply for a hospital, maybe a hospital company, for example, Apollo or Max Life. They would want to see how I am able to handle their information and create designs around that. They don't really care what type of work I did in L'Oreal or Lakme or whatever the previous companies were. They want to see how I can add value in their company. So it is always appreciated if whatever company that you're applying in, create at least a couple of designs so that you have some talking point, so that if when it goes to the interview level, and they are asking, of course they're going to ask you, how are you going to tackle the design for our company, because you don't really have experience in healthcare before. So this is your talking point, that especially for this application, for this interview, I had gone the extra mile and created these designs, so that when we have this conversation, I can show you and put your confidence in me that I can do this. I can, create designs for you. So I think that is something that is quite important. Moving on to the next question: how to create movie thumbnails. Uh, Okay, so a couple of things. For example, if we are creating something for print media, I mean, the basic approach is to keep the background minimal, so that the text is standing out. But when it comes to digital media, we can play around with the colors. But at the same time, if we're talking about maybe a flyer or something that has a lot of information on top of it, again, the approach or the general rule of thumb is to keep the background as simple as possible. Maybe a singular color, or maybe just a slight gradient. But when we talk about something that is that has to catch the user's attention, for example, a movie thumbnail or a video thumbnail, or a social media ad, I think you can be as creative as you want to be. Make sure that the messaging, that the color you're talking about, or the color that you're using is talking about the messaging. For example, if we talk about maybe creating a thumbnail for a horror movie, right? So the overall theme will be black, or maybe gray, or hints of red, if that is the tone of the movie, right? for maybe a family movie, we would want to have a lot of elements that are suggesting the wholesome family vibe. For example, like an image of a family, maybe just a snippet from the movie, if they're having like a good time at a park or something, if that is the feeling. Or if the movie is a bit emotional, so maybe from the movie we take an intimate scene, maybe the couple is sitting holding hands or something like that. So in order to create movie thumbnails, it is very important to capture the emotion, the essence of the movie, right? So I think one is capturing, two is using the right colors. For example, if it is an emotional movie, so what I can do is, because I want to focus on their emotional bond, that picture of the couple holding hand, what I would primarily do is maybe blur out the background, or just like have a very patchy white background, and on top of that, maybe in a handwritten font, I can just name the movie, right? But maybe if it is a horror movie or something, so in the dark background, maybe I can have just like a hint of like maybe the scary element from the movie or something like that. And maybe use a combination of white, black, and red, if that is like because these are the colors jinka combination kind of like gives you the appearance of like something scary is going to happen, right? So understanding the emotion of a movie or a video, and then translating it. Of course, typography plays a very high role in all of this. Whatever font that you're using, it has to be readable, guys. I cannot focus on this enough, that how important typography is. And especially when we are creating something as small as a thumbnail, it is very important that whatever you're designing, take a screenshot of whatever screen that you have, where you're going to actually use the thumbnail. For example, in this screen right now, I can see that there is the window in which I'm talking, and I have my top chat on the right, and at the bottom I can see that there is a thumbnail of the next video that YouTube has suggested me. So what you should do, even if whatever frame or artwork size that you're using, take a screenshot of the screen, put your thumbnail in this placeholder, this tiny placeholder, and do the same for mobile as well, right? Because your thumbnail is going to be visible to the users on web and mobile. And this goes for all the designs that you're creating, be it a flyer, a poster, or a carousel post, or a video. These are the two or three type of devices, including iPads or all of these things. So take a screenshot, put your design in this, and then try to observe it as a non-biased party. Are you able to read whatever text is written? Is it big enough? Is it small enough? Is the picture that whatever picture of the family or the horror elements that you've added, is that coming across? Is the color too bright? Is the information clear enough? All these things are very important, and something that you should take care of, especially for carousel posts, or just social media posts in general. When we're designing and we have zoomed in into the artboard, right, we tend to think, okay, this font size is fine, and people are going to be able to read it. But let's not jump to conclusions. Let's not let our designer bias get the best of us. We do, at the end of the day, are creating whatever we are creating for the end user, and we have to put ourselves in their shoes in order to achieve maximum results out of our design. So checking your typography and the sizes is very important on actual devices. Okay, I think somebody has given some suggestion about the post, right? We will get to it. Okay. As a graphic designer, the demand is more for video editors as compared to photo editors. I would not say that the demand is more. I mean, I am currently, associated with a company, a marketing agency, and the kind of, clients or services that are requested out of us is, a combination of both. It has, taken a shift in such a way that now graphic designers are expected to have basic knowledge of video editing tools like Premiere Pro or Adobe After Effects. So they are expected to know all of this. But I would not say that the demand is shifting more towards video editors. It's a combination of these two tools. And of course, it does let you upskill if you learn that tool. And at the same time, adding a skill set to your portfolio does result in a higher package. So that is something that you can think about if you are willing to make that jump from a graphic designer to a video editor as well. No, there was no assignment. What is the strategy to design to start designing a service firm? Okay, I think for that, networking is the key. I mean, wherever you are, whichever city you're in, I'm sure that there is, at some point there is some sort of design workshop or design meetups happening, especially in metropolitan cities. Or even if there isn't one, you can start one. And but networking is the key to starting any sort of business, right? And I think practicing and refining your design skills is a given. But apart from that, networking. How to earn money with this? Well, getting a job as a graphics designer is number one. But I think apart from that, if you do not want to, be tied down to a 9 to 5 job, you can always start your career as a freelancer. And again, for that, networking is crucial. But at the same time, you can keep on applying to sites like Freelancer, Fiverr, or I think even Behance lets you, set your pricing. I mean, if you visit anybody's account, you can just see this tiny little bar at the bottom that this person is open to hiring, right? Then there are sites like Naukri.com or Monster.com and InstaHire. These are some of the sites. I'm sure there are more. And for startups, I think there is this one site, Angel.co. I think they have changed their name to Wellfoundly, and of course, LinkedIn Jobs. So many options, but you have to choose. You have to decide whether you want to go for a traditional job, or are you looking for something that is a little more flexible, and try the freelancing line for a while. uh, Graphic design is not really related to UI UX, but I think it's like a gradual shift. So I personally started as a graphics designer 8.5 years ago, and I gradually shifted to UI UX. And currently, I'm a senior product designer at a company in Noida. But another thing I think that you should be aware of is that uh, I think as we grow as designers, we kind of understand what our niche is, what type of work, do we really, really enjoy. So some things like some people prefer video editing, some people prefer graphic designing, some people prefer illustrations, right? And then there are some people who find this field saturated and then they want to move to something else, right? So I was one of those people who shifted to UI UX, but I do know a lot of people who are comfortable being a graphic designer. So I think it's a total personal call. But the tools that we use are pretty much the same. I mean, I personally use Figma a lot because that is the requirement of my job. But overall the tools are same. We have same pen tools, we have same masking, we have same artboards and everything, all the layers, all the tool panels, the options on top, the plugins, everything else is the same. So if you know Photoshop, chances are that it's not going to take you more than 10 days to learn Figma as well. Okay. How to get clients, or how to identify the client is real? I mean, background checking, if you think that your client is real or not. uh, Another thing is getting clients is, again, it is a vicious circle. You have to network in order to get more clients, and in order to get more clients, you have to network. So it's like, I think the portals that I had listed just now, I think a few minutes ago, you can check those out. Okay. For making logos, for making anything vector, Illustrator is a better option. And so I think, yeah, you can definitely do that. Harish, can you reframe this question? I could not really understand what you were saying. Uh, okay, I think we can take more questions as we uh, go. Yeah, we can come back with another uh, workshop for you guys. Yes, we're going to be finishing up the project that we had created. Let me just present my screen. I was working on it all day today. I realized whatever we had created before, this does not look good. And so, okay, if you guys had to, change one thing individually in this, what would you guys do? Matlab, I mean, let's just think of, me as a designer and you guys as the clients. So, what is the one thing that you would personally change in this? I hope my screen is visible, guys. Just a second. There's one thing that you would want to change in this design. Price should be in another container. Okay, okay. Okay, for Isha's question, can I make career as a graphic designer being student of BCom? Of course, I mean, there is no restriction. Uh, uh, just a second. I hope my creating a portfolio in Google Drive is good. No, guys, please upload your portfolios on portals like Dribble or Behance. It does make you, look more professional and more serious as a designer. So let's not be sharing our portfolios or our CVs via PDF or Google Drives. Please share your portfolios or put your design portfolios on accounts on Dribble or Behance or Bento. I think Bento is another up and coming site that a lot of people have been using. So Bento. So you guys can refer to that. Uh, okay. Is my screen not visible? Wait, I can see it. Okay. Right, right. All right, guys, quickly, one thing that you would change in this design. Can you guys, I'm just gonna leave the screen on for a minute and you guys can let me know what your feedback is. Because I have created one more version of it, but I would just want you guys to kind of tell me, what is working in this or and not. Color palette, okay, okay. Uh, for the certificate, yes, somebody from Let's Upgrade team will get in touch with you about that. I think you will get the certificate after the session is over. The fonts maybe. Okay, okay. The fonts, yes, definitely. I mean, currently what we've used, we were trying to, create something or use something that was close to the logo. But I think that we did not really, achieve that. So, okay, okay. Anybody else? Anything else? Price, font, QR code, right? QR code. I haven't had added any features. Yes, I think the session Duration was over yesterday. Price should change fonts. Yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. All right. Right. So, okay. I think we can address this other query that I think somebody had, how to change a black and white image to color, or just in general, how to change colors of an image. I think that was a recurring question in previous session. So for that, I'm just going to use this headphone that I'm going to be using in the headphones poster design. So basically what I'm going to do is a quick selection tool. I'm going to just hover on my subject, which is this. I'm going to uh, add a group over here, right? And then I'm going to add a layer mask to this. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is this layer is selected. I'm going to click on this and solid fill color. Okay, so this color picker is going to open up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just select the red color, because of the four type of colors that my product is available in. That was, I think, red, yellow, blue, and white. Right? These are the four colored headphones that are available. So I'm just going to stick with the red one for now, because I think it kind of goes with the palette. And I'm going to just click on OK. Now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to, because I think once I'm done editing this, I'm also going to need to adjust the brightness and contrast. So I'm just going to leave that here as well. Now I need to pull this layer up first before I make any changes, right? So once I've selected this layer, brought it up to brightness and color contrast, because whatever, okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think I was trying to okay, so now I have this layer selected. What I'm going to do is go to blending mode, and you can see as I go down into the list, you can see that some options are giving me some really nice cool effects, right? This looks very retro. This looks like a comic book version, right? Darker color. This is also giving me a very nice metallic texture. I think this might be a good fit, but this is a little too dark for the message that I'm trying to share across. Because this is a product launch, so the product has to be very visible. It has to be like very in focus. People kind of like need to be able to see the details of on the entire product. So although this looks very appealing, this looks very artistic, but maybe this is not the right option for me. This again looks too faded out. I'm not really able to, see anything. Overlay might be a good idea, but let's just see what all we have. Difference, maybe not. So if in case I was going for a green color, I would have gone for this, but maybe not. This again looks very abstract, very neon colors. Uh, I think okay, this color is something that we can use for sure. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just double click on this and see that the brightness and contrast panel in the property section has opened up, right? I kind of changed my layers panel from top to bottom. All the properties are now, I think in the past 4 videos, this properties and adjustment panel was on top. I just kind of, dragged it and put it here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try and increase the brightness just so there is more clarity. But I think if I reduce it a little bit, it looks better, right? And let's just try to play around with the contrast, because I want as much clarity as possible. So this looks fine. This looks good to me. Clicking on B so that I have my move arrow. Now what I'm going to do now is removing the background, because I want a transparent background for my design. And I'm going to just a second. Actually, I think I have never seen these earmuffs as the shade of the actual product or the headphone. So I need them to be black, right? So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my mask, not the entire layer. I'm just going to click on my mask, go to eraser, and start removing. I think I need to. So for this to happen, I have to have the white layer active, sorry, white color active, because of the mask that I have created. If I had changed the color, it would be adding, because black is removing and, sorry, I misspoke. Black is adding and white is removing the color on top, right? So I'm just going to quickly remove the red color from here. Okay. So again, these small things that we do, they might seem like, a little time consuming, but that's okay. Designing or any sort of creative work does take time. So that's okay. We have to be patient about all of this. Uh, if you are watching this video later on, maybe you can just increase the, you know, uh, video playback speed. Okay, I think this looks good. This looks pretty decent. So I'm just going to flatten this image now. Okay. Uh, Wait, how do I do that? Going to, okay, I don't think I can flatten it because there is just too much happening. And this image is also a smart image. I'm going to see, okay, this is fine. I think I'm just not going to flatten it for now. I'm just going to create a group and duplicate it. Uh, Okay, actually, right. So, does is everything clear so far? How to change or add colors in an image? I think once we are done with this section, we can move on to modifying the design of the poster that we had created yesterday. Okay, is everything clear with regards to changing the color? I think some of you are still talking about the previous poster. There is no assignment. Okay, okay, great. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to downloads. I had used this background. I had taken it from pixels.com, and another repository where you can get free royalty free images. So I think you can definitely check it out. So I think I like this background because it had, like, some long exposure lights, and looks a little techno. That is the feeling that we are going for. And for now, I'm just going to move this headphone to the right. So right now my background looks a little strong. It looks, it is kind of obstructing my view from whatever I'm creating. The background has to look like background, right? But there is a reason that the background is called that. It's not really, supposed to shift my focus from the main subject. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly add a black layer, reduce the opacity so that I can see what is happening in the background, but not really. I mean, like, my focus has to be this product. So just reduce the opacity to 50%. Okay, locking this as well. Actually, I'm just going to create a group of from both of these. Uh, Control or Command G, just so everybody's updated with the shortcuts, and calling it background, locking it down. This is my headphones. Okay. So now what I need to do for this is add a logo, right? So I'm going to just use this logo that I have. I think I had gotten it yesterday, but as you can see that the B, O, and T are black right now. So that is why I can't really use it, because the background is black and I don't really want to add white box around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to quick selection tool, making sure that my layer is selected, and I am going to select these letters, right? I mean, this is kind of a quick fix. The ideal solution to this is using the actual raw file, the editable file, and just changing the color in that. But this is just a quick fix right now. So I have these three letters selected. What I'm going to do is clicking on my brush tool, increasing the size of it, and making sure that in the foreground my white color is selected. It's going to ask me to rasterize the image, right? I am doing that, and now I'm just going to fill this color into the selection that I had created. I think I have chosen the wrong brush. Okay. uh, just a second. Yes, this is the right brush. Okay, now you can see that there are no spots left. I'm just quickly going to make this change, right? Okay, this is sorted. I have done this. Now I can pull my layers back, right? Looks easy enough. Now what I'm going to do now is I am going to add some content around this part. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to type introducing. Okay, and the font that I've used is Good Times, as you can see over here. And so I went to a few sites like 1001 fonts, and I think in the first result I saw Good Times, and okay, I think this was the first font. So this is in the futuristic category. So this is like just an example of one of the sites that helps you download fonts easily. So it has a lot of subcategories for general, with respect to size. If there is something specific that you're looking for techno or hard to read fonts, neon, pixelated, messy, or for any special, I think, occasion or something. So this is your major overall category section, and then you have these predefined shortcuts or tags through which you can narrow down your search. And then another very important thing to bear in mind is whenever we are downloading a font, it is very important that the font that you're using is commercial free or not. I mean, guys, companies sue a lot of people over misuse of font, or using a font that isn't free for commercial use. So checking this, so that whatever tag that you see in front of you, whatever listing that you're seeing right now, is commercial free. For example, okay, I have checked this. I'm just going to uncheck this. Now it clearly says that this font is free for personal use. And so that means Cocomat, this is a font. If I use it for a client project, you are putting yourself and the client at risk for getting sued by the designer of this font. So let's just completely avoid that. Make sure that this filter is always checked, right? So, okay, after this, I have selected Good Times. It is free for commercial use. So I'm just going to stretch this a little bit, and I'm going to duplicate it, Command J, or holding down Alt and Shift, so that it automatically creates a copy of this for me. So, okay. I feel like I should name this product something. So I was thinking that maybe I could call it Sound Z, right? To kind of personify this product. So we are more susceptible, more used to remembering things that have a name with them. I mean, I'm not really gonna remember a laptop or a headphone that has just ka naam is XP7251, right? I'm more likely to remember something that has a name, Sound Z. कौन सा headphone लिया? Sound Z, right? Or maybe something like that, something cooler than Sound Z. but I hope you get the idea. So I understand these things might not be in your control, but as a designer, because you are sitting at the table where all of these discussions are happening, so this is just one of the things that you can pitch to the person responsible for writing the content around this. Okay, so I think introducing should have a smaller font as compared to maybe Sound Z. That is where I want my focus to be. And maybe I don't really want, just let me rename it logo. I'm just going to log this also. Maybe I want to move my headphones cut design a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to unlock it, zoom out a little bit. Now I need to see if I want to maybe showcase the entire headphone, or does the half design work. This is sort of like a sneak preview of what is in store for the users, right? And I think for Sound Z, it is important that because I'm personifying this product, right? So I think what I can do is maybe just play around with this also, maybe make a logo around this, right? I think somebody had asked for, how to create a logo on this. So again, it is not really a rocket science. I mean, understanding the concept, understanding what the requirement is, and then trying to create something unique around it, right? So SoundZ is a headphone, right? It is technologically advanced. It has some new age features. It sounds very cool. It is, available in, some variety of colors. So I would assume that the target audience for this product is people from 18 to maybe 35, 40. That is the age group because of the color choices that we have. So I want this design to represent that. It's a perfect blend of technology and comfort, right? And of course, based on the target audience, that is something that I want to show with my design. So primarily what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select a color for this. I think this red, the shade of red, kind of overwhelms the design, and which is the point because I want the user to focus on Sound Z. These are the two things that I want the user to focus on, not introducing, right? Hence the bigger size for this font, and more focus around this. Now I need to add the letter Z somewhere. But I'm thinking instead of adding it in a similar manner with this, maybe I can just, add Z like some sort of a sign over here or something, right? I mean, again, cooler than this, but maybe let's give this a try. I have added a new layer. I am going to see what all brush options I have available for me right now. Guys, you can of course always add more brushes. There are so many designers who are actively working towards adding more brushes for you. Let's see what this looks like. I'm going to increase the size to maybe 92. Okay, I think this works. So this is something that probably works, something like this, right? Maybe not too far. I think this might be it. I don't like these rounded edges. I mean, I think I want something a little sharper than this. But okay. I think I have a way to work around that because this brush does not, offer sharp edges. So maybe what I can do now is select my polygon tool. I think I'm gonna do this on a different layer. So guys, it is very important that whatever changes or tiny little adjustments that we are making, try to do them on a different layer each time so that, I'm not trying to increase the number of layers that you have to manage. That is what groups are for. Matlab, you can easily manage all of that from there. But it is very important to do all of this separately, because if you don't and if you feel like you have to change something later on, you cannot do that if you're doing all the changes on one layer. I mean, if I am doing something different to over here, all I can do, right now is delete this entire layer or start from scratch. So let's avoid that. let's just make a different layer for all of this. And okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm trying to create a pointed edge to this, but I can't really do that. So what I'm going to do is select my polygon tool and maybe create a selection over here. And now I'm going to go back to my brush and which brush had I selected? I think it was this one, probably. Okay, probably not, or maybe of a smaller size, right? Okay, this makes sense. I'm going to just tap 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 on the sides to make sure that the brush effect does not look too haphazard, right? I'm going to repeat the same for these other angles as well. Just gonna go up. All of this I can, do in one layer because this is coming out nicely. So I don't really need to, worry about all of that. I'm just going to tap, 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 creating this pointed edge without blending it too much. Okay, good to go. I think I might need to make some changes over here with a smaller size. Okay, I think this seems fine. I'm going to do the same over here. Again, the combination that we have, the black color, I mean, it does not really, go well with the point or the rounded edges that we initially had. So I think this kind of gives it a little more character. And of course, there needs to be some finishing touches to this design. But right now, because this is just for demonstrations, I think this is good enough. Okay, I think this looks fine. And this is my Sound Z product. Okay, I think this looks fine, guys. I hope you guys are liking the direction that we are headed in, and I hope this is better than what we were doing yesterday. Okay, so maybe I want some parts of this font to come on top of this, right? I think this is one of the effects that a lot of people use. Let's just quickly run through that as well. I'm going to just group this. It is the letter Z. Okay, I'm going to lock it as well. Now I've created a copy of this sound text, right? I'm going to just move this over my font and see what type of options I have in the blending mode. Okay, not a lot. So this option is out. What I need to do is I need to see that this Z is coming in and out of these designs, right? So maybe I'm just going to do one letter right now just to give you an idea of how to go about it. I'm just going to duplicate this, move it up, and so this Z part that is coming over here, I want this to go over here. Maybe not with the letter U. I think N is a better, option for this. I want this last leg of the letter N to be on top of, the mark of Z. So for that, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to, I think, polygon selection because it's a straight line right now. I'm going to just make this selection very fine, very minute. Layer via copy. Wait, it has to be rasterized. So I'm going to just quickly rasterize type. Now layer via copy, and it has copied this leg for me, right? Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just hide the overall text right now. And you can see this has come on top of the character Z. So this is how you can move your partial element on top of another element. I hope this is clear. I'm just going to remove this sound copy. This is my N leg. Okay, I'm just going to keep it here. Actually, I should just put it in the Z layer because collectively it is a part of that. So is sound. So I'm just going to quickly drop it here. Now this layer should be called sound and Z. Again, very important to keep naming your layers, right? This looks fine. Now I need to add some available in colors. Also available in. So this, maybe I don't use red color for this because this is not my primary content. The more I use red in text, the less I am valuing it, right? It is not gonna be so if you have something in excess, right, it's not really important anymore. So that is why I'm going to limit myself in terms of usage of the red color. I just want the users to focus on the red headphone and the red color, which is the name of the product, sound. And with sound, I have like put the Z adjacent to it. So now people can kind of relate that this is the product and this is the name of the product. Okay, also available in should be much smaller. So this is what the size that I'm taking in. But now I can see that for this particular font, maybe the spacing looks a little blurred out. I mean, it is too close to each other. So maybe I'm just going to give double spacing between the content, between also available and in, right? Now I need to add three more colors over here. So I think some of you had suggested that maybe lay it down horizontally, which was a very good suggestion. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just add three circles over here. Going to their properties, because the background is white and my colors are a little abstract. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just one of my color is white. So what I just primarily want to give some outline to this. I'm going to just quickly duplicate this, reduce the size. I think this should be good. In the previous layer, I'm going to remove the fill so that this looks clear in itself that this is one of the colors. Going to create a group out of this. This is white color. Duplicating it, I think another color was yellow, and duplicating it again, another color was not red, we've used red, another was blue. So for this, I have duplicated this layer 3 times now. So what I'm going to do is not trying to do this manually. Move the blue wala section over here on the side, selecting these 3 layers, clicking on evenly distribute horizontally. When I select multiple layers, you can see that on the top panel, these options come up. Okay, so the white color is sorted. I need to change the yellow color. Selecting the layer on top, going to my color picker. I think this yellow looks good. Closing this up, going to blue, repeating the same action, changing, selecting a shade of blue. That looks good over here, I think. Yeah, so because I have added an outline, I think this kind of gives you a very clear impact that these are the 3 colors that I can use. uh, okay, I think the spacing between all of these 3 is a little much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly move this back, selecting the 3 layers, distributing it evenly. And with that, I think I can reduce the font size for this as well. Also available in, can go this small. And maybe if I check it on my mobile or uh, the grid of Instagram, or just the pop-up that it shows you the images in. If it looks too small, maybe I can increase the size, but again, that is for the later stages. Right now I think this looks good, so I'm okay with the design direction that we are headed in, right? uh, so what else is left? I think features is something that we should talk about. Okay, I'm just going to make a group of this. This is colors. Okay, moving this a little bit down. I think this kind of hides this section also, which in which the color palette has not really worked completely. So I think this works out. This is just one of the ways to give this illusion that the design is perfect. So selecting the word introduced. Now you can see that it is not aligning with the font that we have written over here. So for this, I just need to go back to the text sound, select the leg of N as well, and then move it a little bit. So I think, yeah, this looks fine. Again, the elements that you create, I mean, you have to make sure that all of this is aligned. If you want to use a grid for this, you can. But again, even if they are not pixel perfect, they have to look like they are, of a similar caliber or similar alignment. I'm going to just double check this as well. Okay, I think, yeah, this looks like in line now. Okay, I think I can move my headphones a little bit up, a little bit in center. Okay, what? Right. Increase the size, maybe. Uh, okay, this part is now visible. That's okay. I just needed more focus, more impact on my product. Okay. Uh, Great. Locking it again. So introducing, I think I can move this up, and maybe in the same place, I can add some features. For example, this is wireless, right? Uh, some other features, again, holding down Alt or Option. This is for our backup. This is another feature that I want to highlight. And maybe something in line with, so again, guys, this is just an idea. This is not what the final design will probably look like. And noise cancellation. These are the three features that I want to highlight for this product. Now what I'm going to do is reduce the font size. Let's see, because again, the primary goal has to be for the user to kind of, focus on Sound Z. And if they are interested, then they would, want to come back and know more about this. So, okay, I'm just going to reduce the space between these three and see what this looks like. I think it looks fine, but in that case, I would need to change the font size of this also. I think I might, in fact, not need the word introducing anymore. This, can be handled in the caption area. I'm just going to create a separator in between all these three components and change the color to red, again using it minimally, so that we don't overdo it. So going to just 25, because it's such a small area. I don't really want to create something that is a little overwhelming. I think there's some issue with this leg right now. I was anticipating this because we had changed it a little bit. Going to just increase the size from here, see if I can fix it. Yes, I think this looks fine. Okay, Right. So over here, this looks like maybe this text noise cancellation is not quite visible right now. So what I'm going to do now is maybe create a box around this, change the color, open the color picker, pick the color from here, and see if I can hide this in some way. Okay, this makes sense. It just needs to be evenly aligned from both top and bottom. So I'm going to just make this change quickly, and okay, this looks good. Uh, Maybe I can reduce the font size a little bit more. Actually, I shouldn't. I think readability will become a concern if I do this. So, wireless 4-hour backup, noise cancellation, sound Z, right? Uh, okay, let's just try one thing I was thinking. I like the word introducing, so maybe I can just, you know, minimally put it somewhere. So, introducing. I think I would want to use a different font for this now. Maybe Montserrat Light. Let's see how this looks. I'm going to just increase the size. Maybe play around with the opacity as well, along with the size, because creating a group out of all these three and moving this down. I think we are a little behind the schedule. We have completed our time. Guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop in a comment in the chat and I will address it as this is our last session. I think introducing could be a good idea. Let's just see if I can move it to 50% opacity or maybe less than that. Yep, I think subliminally this works. This looks good. Uh, for the price tag, I think I had created something. The bootcamp, there was a price tag that I had worked on yesterday after the session. I'm just going to quickly duplicate this into the new file. Okay, this was the previous one. Okay, I think color to black and white. Okay, this is where I want to move it to. Color to black and white. Okay. Yep, I think this was a sort of price tag that I had created yesterday. I mean, I would be happy to see what all you guys come up with. This was just a version of it, that maybe this is how we can add the pricing. Okay, I think this is about it. Guys, if you have any queries, any questions, certificate link is not working. Okay, okay. Z looks too big. Z is irritating. Okay, guys. What if you think that this might not be the perfect design? Feel free to create your own version and drop a comment in the video later on, and we will have a look at that. Any other question? Why would there be pricing in the introduction page? So because boat is, that is just a concept. It's not really, a mandate. This was just something that we were, discussing. And most products do have their pricing, if that is something that they want to highlight, that this product is of this price for limited time only. If they have some sale, they mention percentage. If they have a flat rate, they mention that. So I think it's okay. uh, Pricing should be at the bottom, right? Of course, that is subjective. The main purpose of creating this poster design was to kind of give you an idea of how to go about designing a poster. What little things, what tiny things we need to think of, and all the effects and transitions and adjustments that we need to create. uh, I think this pretty much sums it all. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. It was great interacting with you all. If you have any queries, please feel free to drop your questions in the comment section. And